What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Shogun FC, and it is PES 2018 time. I'm so hyped for this. We've been given a teaser today, not a whole lot. We've been given a teaser and some information about what we can sort of expect in the coming days and weeks as more information is revealed. They've given us that teaser video, which will be bits of that are going to be played on the screen during this video, and also some textual information about what they're calling the Big Seven major improvements to the title this year. And I'm going to go into a bit more detail about it, but I think they're going in the right direction. But first off, let's have a little look at this trailer, and we'll have a little talk about it. So here we are with the new video, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Graphically, this is on a different level. The first time I watched this, I thought they were showing actual real footage. It sounds cliche. I only clocked from that point with PK's head that was all game footage. And you gotta take it with a pinch of salt, because obviously the replays and stuff always look incredible on this, and it's all about, we're trying to figure out what's going to go in game while you're playing. But from what we can tell of this, it looks fantastic. It's only a little pinch, and I'll leave a link to the actual video in the description if you haven't seen it already. But it's a very promising view from at least a graphical standpoint. But also, aside from that video, they've given us these 7 big pointers to look at in terms of how they're going to improve the game as a whole. And the first one that they've highlighted on is gameplay masterclass. Now, we know with Pro Evo games that the gameplay is always at the forefront of everything. It's, you know, any kind of gimmicks or add-ons or whatever, that sort of thing goes to the backbone. It's all about that time you spend from minute 0 to minute 90 on that pitch. That's what this is all about, and it seems like that's their focus again this year. And I'm not going to read it out word for word, you guys can go and check that out, but I'll talk about the things that are really hyping me up, or at least getting me a little bit excited. Strategic dribbling, I'm a big fan of having the ball at my feet. You know this already, you've seen my videos. I am a dribbler, and when I've got the chance to and the game allows, I'm a bit of a skiller as well. So strategic dribbling is going to be a lot of fun if it works out the way I think it is. More control in possession. Contextual shielding is the thing that's really got my eye here. We haven't been able to properly shield the ball on a Pro Evo game. If ever, it hasn't been for a long time. And this will give bigger players, you know, those who are less mobile. So we're not talking about the likes of Ronaldo. We're talking about people more in the mold of like Giroud, for example, who are big, strong, technically gifted, but not necessarily the fastest. It will give them a bit more usability on the ground. It's not just a case of having to whip a cross in and hope Giroud's in the right place. He'll be able to, you know, use himself on the ground, shield the ball, hold up, play a bit more, that sort of thing. And it will give a lot more nuance to the attacking style of things. And the last game had that, but because of how prominent, you know, long balls and crossing ended up being as part of the meta game, you didn't really get to experience the amount of different attacking options you had unless you played offline, which is a shame. But hopefully with this, it will just give you more options, both online and offline, in terms of the way that you attack. Real Touch Plus is something they've been working on at least for a couple of years now. You always see more and more animations coming to the game with new data packs and that sort of thing, and with new versions of the game, of course. And they talked about the first touch feature in the game, and it was there. It wasn't as prominent as maybe people would have liked. If it was as prominent as I would have liked. It was there and I enjoyed it, but I think with Real Touch Plus they're trying to ramp that up and build on what they've already done well, and with a full body touch allowing various parts of the body to control the ball based on the unpredictability of ball movement. So that will be trapping it with your chest, as you've seen in the game this year, where you can pass it off your chest or your shoulder. I think, you know, they were talking about bringing touches down on your thigh, things like that. Anyone who's played football will know that sometimes the ball doesn't always go straight to your feet. so allowing you to still be in control of play when that happens. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Again, adding more nuance to the attacking style of play. And we've got a new set piece method, which loads of us who went to PES Day for the PES 2017 event, we sat and talked about that at length. Myself, Ali, who's also known as Bad Boy G, is a professional PES League player. We both really kind of spoke about that quite a lot. Pirate as well. We talked about having a different set piece system to the one we've got. It's not terrible, but it can definitely be improved upon, and it seems like that's what they're doing this year. The second one is enhanced visual reality, and there's not really much to say about this other than the fact that the graphics are going to be incredible, and hopefully it's more so within the gameplay area as well as just the cutscenes and replays. We know that cutscenes and replays look better than anything, and that goes across all games, you know. But in terms of how good graphics look on Pro games, there's no football game that comes close when it comes to cutscenes and replays. And they're just, I think they're continually tweaking, trying to get daylight correct. That's the main thing I've noticed in games. The nighttime games look absolutely brilliant, and it's just daytime that I think needs some work, and that's what they're going to be focusing on, I think. And I mean, they talk about it. They talk about true to life stadium lighting for day and night matches, pitch turfs and player tunnels. So they're really paying attention to detail, and I love it. I'm all for it. And they're also paying extra attention to player animations as well. Full body scans for more people than just Neymar. So I imagine Messi will have full body scans because he's got quite a few tattoos as well. I don't know if Arsenal are going to be a partner this year. It depends on what they get in the Champions League. Little inside bit of knowledge, they pick that based on the Champions League. I spoke to I think it was either Adam or Asim last time, and made a little joke about the fact that Man U weren't licensed and Arsenal were, and I said it's purely based on they pick from the teams that qualify for the Champions League because of that partnership. So any team that is licensed in the game as a special partner, so talking like Barcelona, probably Dortmund again, Liverpool are more than likely going to be in the Champions League, either Liverpool or Arsenal. Players from those clubs are going to be body scanned and have all their tattoos and stuff, and probably also be able to take their shirts off the way Neymar does in this one. So more players will be able to do that shirt off animation. I'm calling it now. Next up is online co-op. That's a big one. They promised 2v2 this year and it didn't happen, and it's a shame really, but I think what they've done here is probably going to be a good move, because it seems like they've just waited to be able to do it properly and do it from the jump. It was always going to be kind of an extra add-on to the game, a patch to make 2v2 happen, and when you add patches to a game, it doesn't always go right. So I think if they've got it right this time and they're doing it from the jump, that'll be a good move. I'm looking forward to doing it, looking forward to doing some series. You know that if 2v2 really kicks off, me and Bardins here are going to be on this thing, and it's going to be a madness. Can you imagine that? The PES YouTubers and streamers having 2v2s, the tournaments that are going to come from that, all that sort of stuff. It means better gameplay for you, better content for you guys as well. That's going to be a really, really fun online co-op, and I hope they factor that into things like My Club as well. It's going to be its own dedicated mode anyway, but it would be nice to see if they intertwine it in with things like My Club and allowing guests on online divisions. That would be really cool. Number 4 and 5, we've got new modes and features and presentation overhaul. They brought back random selection match, which is just a nice little addition. They brought back community mode last time after suggestions from multiple people. I was one of the people that suggested that at PES Day 1, and they put that in there, so you know they do listen to these suggestions. People wanted random selection match, they've put it back in the game. Can't complain there. It's not a feature that I would use a hell of a lot, but it mixes things up and it gives more flesh to the game. And also they're adding more to Master League, which everybody's been crying out for. Me, you, everybody. They're adding pre-season tournaments, which is great. They do that on other games as well. You will have, your pre-season friendlies, tournaments. They're improving and rehorning the transfer system, because the current one, I get what they tried to do, but it just didn't work, and that's the nature of things. But they've taken that on board and they're trying to do things better. I hope they go back to allowing us to put manual bids in. That would be cool. And new presentation elements, pre-match interviews and locker room scenes is something that's been teased for a couple of years now. They've had these pictures of press conferences and interviews and stuff. And I'm sure a couple of years back we were teased with like videos of them and things like that, but it never quite came to fruition in the way that we'd hoped. And it seems like now they've actually got it right to a point where they're happy to roll that out into the game. And on the theme of fleshing things out, they're putting a new user interface into the game as well. As for the menus, some people are fond of it, some people aren't. On the whole, I think everybody kind of agreed that it needed a little bit of improvement and maybe a new art style. We don't know what that looks like yet, but that's what we're going to get. We're going to get something new, something fresh, and maybe something a little less just blocky than what we've currently got. It's not terrible, but with an improvement, I'm all for it. PES League integration is going to be continued in this game, and it's going to be from the jump. It was added in with the November or December patch, I believe, of the game in PES 2017. Again, after suggestions from people, they took that on board. And when I put it out there, you can thank Pirate for that. Pirate is a PES League insider, I guess. He occasionally streams and just a very good player, member of the community and a good guy all around. And he spoke up at the PES Day event and said, put PES League in as part of the game, give us a proper PES League experience. Everyone in the room agreed, it's in the game, and this time it's in the game from the jump. And finally, the PC version is going to be on par with the console version, and it definitely needs it. It definitely does need it. People have been calling out for it for ages. People have been getting at me and Bardinsky. We don't actually make the game. We put suggestions through, and I want to do another video about the suggestions that I've put into this game and whether I think they'll be in or not. But yeah, me and Bardinsky don't actually make the game. But we get loads and loads of comments throughout the year talking about the fact that the PC version needs to be better and that sort of thing. And it seems that they're doing it. They're going to optimize it for higher specs and make sure that the graphics and all the content and the gameplay matches up to what you get on the console experience. Now, I'm not sure whether or not it's going to be on par with PS4 Pro. Obviously, that is right now the high-end PES experience that you can get, closely followed by PS4. But I think it will probably be at least matching PS4. We're not going to be going back to old gen. They said they've promised current gen, so it's not going to be an old Xbox 360 port. You're going to get current gen stuff. And I've recently got a new PC, and I got the trial version of PES 2017. And I understood what people were talking about. It's not awful by any stretch. It's just not as good as what you get on the PS4. So it would be nice to see that step up happening, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts. That's me kind of reading between the lines on some of these things. Stay tuned, there'll be another video very soon talking about the suggestions that I personally put through into the next game, and whether or not I think that they're going to be in based on what we've seen so far. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for plenty more PES 2017 and PES 2018 content. And until next time, take care.